Okay, today we're going to be focusing on wrapping with newborns. We'll be focusing primarily on the front wrap cross carry, but also giving some general tips as far as wrapping and then some things that are specific to wrapping newborns. So the first thing that we try to focus on when baby wearing is the first two things are the seat and also the top rail. So with the seat, what you're looking for when you're wrapping. Generally, we suggest with babies have them do legs out from the very beginning. This doesn't work with all babies, so if your baby doesn't seem to like that, legs in is another option. But if you're shooting for legs out, what you're looking for in the seat is this, we call it the M shape, where a baby's in a deep squat and the knees are higher than the bottom. The fabric should hit right at the knee there, creating like a nice little pouch for their bottom. With a newborn, with an older baby, you'll see a lot of times we have the legs spread or straddling the parent. Sorry. With a newborn, because their hips aren't really ready for that yet, you go ahead and have their knees in front of them in this position. So it's kind of a position they hold on their own, and they're used to having been in for 9 months. So when we're wrapping, if they spread them a little bit while we're wrapping, we usually will bring them back in front. I'll kind of demonstrate that as we go along. If it is a baby who insists, who isn't comfortable legs out, or maybe a baby that's preemie, age adjusted, if you're going to be doing legs in, obviously you create a pouch and the fabric goes between you and baby. What you're keeping an eye out for there is making sure that deep squat, the feet are not under baby's bottom. You want the bottom to be bearing baby's weight, not the feet and ankles. Because if those get underneath the bum, that can be very uncomfortable and not really good on the baby's feet and ankles. So, what we're looking for with the top rail is we want a nice snug, and I'll demonstrate this here in a minute. We want the top rail and that panel right along baby's upper back to be nice and snug and holding baby close to your chest. This is because when you get that nice and snug, it keeps them close to you and keeps them so they're not able to slump forward. A lot of times with new wearers, new wrappers, you'll see babies doing this. Get a good view where they're kind of slumping. What you have to worry about when that occurs is baby going chin to chest, which cuts off their airway. So we want to avoid that. And the easy way to fix that is getting that nice top section of the wrap nice and snug, so they're chest to chest with you, which encourages them to kind of turn their head. So it's a pretty easy fix, but it's something you really need to focus on. The other downside of this, on top of it being not safe for baby's airway, is when baby kind of slumps away like that. As an educator, I found that moms tend to feel that more on their back. So it's not only is it not really as safe for the baby, it's not as comfortable for the mom. Okay. So moving on to the front wrap cross carry. I've got here a size 6 Didymos Deep Sea Fiche. A size 6 is a good, 5 or 6 is a good size to start with when you're a beginner wrapper. You'll find the middle marker here in the center. Go ahead and put that to your chest right here. And bring, we call this the top rail, and line along here, and bring that up and over your shoulder, making sure to keep it nice and spread here in the back. And then you do the same with the other side. Top rail, up and over the shoulder. And I like to make with a newborn you don't need much of a pocket. I would try to give a little bit of slack so it's easy to get baby in. If you were going to be out and about, a lot of times I have parents ask, well, if I'm wrapping, in a parking lot, what do I do with my tails? Well, if you do this part before you leave the house, you don't have to worry about the tails dragging on the ground. So that's one option. So I'm going to go ahead and show you with an actual baby. Okay. Okay. So you go ahead and put baby up on your shoulder. And you'll notice I do a lot of bouncing with little babies. And that's because the process of going into the wrap, sometimes they're not as big of a fan of, but if you can kind of bounce as you go along, usually they're a little more happy. So you lift this pouch up and over the baby and gently bring them down in the middle of your chest. And inside here is the top rail. It corresponds to right by her neck. I'm going to pull it up here, nice and high on her. Get it nice and snug. And you see I'm pulling up and out and forward that way. I'm kind of bouncing as I go. Grind. And then you're going to go ahead and get your pocket, your seat. Work it up in between the two of you. And since she's a little one, I'm going to bring her knees out. She likes to stick that leg out, so I'm going to let her do that. Okay, and I hold both of the top rails in this hand. Bring the width of the wrap up on my shoulder. And tighten strand by strand along the width of the wrap. And then do the same on the other side. Width of the wrap, up on the shoulder, strand by strand tightening. And when I talk about that, the strand by strand tightening, that's making sure, I don't know if you can see it, how nice and smooth this is here. That's keeping her nice and snug against my chest. Okay, so I'm going to show you two different ways right here. This little sweetheart is a little bit bigger, and I can probably do the cross passes we would normally do between your legs, so I'll show you that. I'm also going to really quick show you how you would do it with a baby that's still too curled up for that. Actually, I'll show you that part first. So, if it was a baby who was too curled up to do the cross passes, you would go ahead and spread this. See how it's coming to her knee there? Here. And do the same this way. Right at her knee. You stay along the top of her legs. Oh, we lost it. And you tie behind. And that's how you would do it if the baby was not ready for cross passes. So when I talk about cross passes, this is how you'll see most cross carries done. You will bring the first pass over one leg and under the other. And so maybe let me, maybe not. And then you do the same with the other one. You can keep these bunched like this. With a smaller baby, it's a little bit easier if you spread them just slightly, so the wrap's not so thick going underneath your leg there. So again, over this leg, and under the other. And tie behind you. Okay. Now, if the baby, if a newborn falls asleep, or even an older baby for that matter, sorry, see, tight for you. You can take this pass. I'm not sure if she's not really asleep, so she may not like that. And you bring it over their head, and it makes it a hands-free carry. She's eating her hand. So that's one of the wonderful things about front wrap cross carry, is it can be a hands-free carry. So that is, you see how her legs are nice and in front of her. Like I said, she likes sticking that leg out, and every baby may have a little bit different position that they're used to after being in the womb that they prefer. So that's okay. We just, like I said, want to make sure we're not overspreading their hips and that they have a nice knees higher than the bum. And I don't know if I can get it close enough for you to see it without. See how she's not going chin to chest. She's nice and snug against me and not slumped. So that's front wrap cross carry with a newborn.